Hi everybody, it's Sam at Mix Up Craft. Thanks for watching my tutorial today. I'm going to be showing you how to make this really cool, very sparkly box. It's a 3 by 3 by 3 inch box. So it's a really nice size, perfect for a candle, any small gifts. I've gone for a real opulent kind of style, and I think with the silver embossing of the letter there, so it's a real these are personalised boxes that I wanted to do. So I thought, you know, these would look lovely as favours as well, obviously with the colours that you want to do. But the real nice part about this box is the opening. So you can see there that it's all attached, and it closes really nice. I've attached this lip separately, and then that just slots in and closes, and it's just a really nice cube. Kind of plays with your eyes a little bit with all the squares that I've done on this one. So oh yeah, it's stuck down. So yeah, I was really pleased with how this turned out, and I think I wanted to do these personalised boxes, so that's the main reason behind these particular boxes. And then the style, I was just playing around with this new shimmer card that I had. And then I've got the one that I'm going to show you today is with gold glitter sheets that I purchased, and I put a little Facebook video up about those things, and it was just things I buy, a little video that I've started doing. So if you haven't checked it out, then go across to my Facebook page, because I do put other things on there as well. So yeah, it's a really easy box, this one, and I hope you like it. So let's crack on. So you're going to need, so this is what I'm using today, really sparkly, and these are the sheets. So these are quite thick, but any gold glitter paper will be fine, but I just wanted to play around with these ones today. So the card you're needing is just one piece of 9 by 12 card. Again, I'm sticking with the black and gold and then the black and silver because that's what I needed, but you can do any colourway. Obviously with the spring now here, it'd be nice to do some real pastel tones, yellows, oranges, things like that as well. So anything will work. Then you will need lots and lots of squares. Now this again is optional because this is obviously the design that I wanted, but you don't need these pieces. But if you do, then you need 4 pieces like this, and I've done this from my new very good, very large nest of stitched squares, which I got from the Works for £6. Again, I put a little Facebook Live up of the things I brought the other day, and these were on there, and I got the circle ones as well, and these are really good quality. Super pleased with these. I didn't have to use the stitch ones. You can only see the stitching on the black. You can't see it on the gold because it's too thick, but that's fine. But for these, I used the smallest 3. So yeah, those 3 there, I think it was. Was it that next one as well? No, it was 4. So the smallest of the 4, as you work out there. Okay. I've got a dinky one here, and I just free cut that one. With this, it wouldn't cut through, but I had a little square. I think it's here, it's a Dove Craft, and that went through this silver card very easily, but it wouldn't cut through the gold, so I just had to free cut those myself. But that's what I did for those ones there. Excuse me. So these are the pieces that are going here and here, and then for the front, which has got the lettering on it, that's just one piece and then one piece of black, which I'm going to heat emboss my glittered embossing powder, which is Paper Mania, Do Crafts Paper Mania embossing powder. So I'm going to be using that. Then you will need 2 tabs. So you need a tab that's going to be in the same colours that you're going to use for here, and this measures at 1 inch by 3 inches. And then you need another tab that goes here at the front. So the way that you get this box opening and closing it, you need to use 3 of the sides that are all attached. It's hard to explain it. I'll make it easier when I'm doing it. But so you need a tab to be able to put this together, because I've used the whole 12 by 12 card. Sorry, it's 12 by 9, but I've used the width of it's the whole 12 inches, so there wasn't room for a tab, which is why you have to just raid your scrap drawer, and we will be adding a tab on there which will join the front piece there. Okay, so let's pop all that to one side. Grab your scoreboard. Oh, I've left mine over the other side. Okay, so just check that's all in view. Put that out of the way. Okay, so scoring first along your 12-inch side, you're going to be scoring at 3 inches. Oh, maybe I've done it that way. There we go. So you're going to be scoring at 3 inches, 6 inches and 9 inches. And then flip it onto the 9-inch side and you're going to be scoring at 3 inches and 6 inches. Okay, so then get rid of your scoreboard, and now you'll need your ruler and your score tool still. So with the 12-inch side along the top, 9-inch down the side, starting from the left hand kind of column of 3 squares, basically you want to score a line that's going to connect the bottom left to the top right of that first square. And you just basically want to, you need to make sure that your corners are bang on. So don't put the ruler corner to corner, put your tool down first, then put the ruler in place, because it's, remember this has got the ball on the end, so it's slightly bigger, and that will just give you a perfect corner to corner score line. When you've done that, then use your ruler and put it in place a corner to corner again, but this time you're not going to score all the way through. You're going to score from the bottom right just up to that score line that you previously done. Basically we're cutting this piece off, so this just gives you a nice neat cut line, and then we're going to be folding this piece here. So just put your tool in this bottom right hand corner and then literally just score up to that line there, and that's basically what you want to have. You can see there. Okay, then miss the next set of 3 squares and go across to the next set. So this end set of 3 on the right hand side will be left as they are. So this one here, you then want to start from the bottom right. Again, put your tool down first and then go all the way up to the top left of that square, and then again down to the bottom left of that square, and then just score up to that score line like so, and that's what you want. Okie doke. So now we can start cutting. I'm going to keep leaving my stuff. I've got all my stuff on one desk and then I film on another, so I keep leaving things. Okay, so what we do first is we'll cut out this triangle. So just turn it so that you've got those boxes that you just scored in facing you. And you, oh, stop, you want to burnish it all first. I always forget. So burnish all your sides first and then we will cut, because it makes it easier. It's such a nice day today, so once I've done this I am out enjoying the sun. Okay, so they're all burnished, so what you want to do now is first of all cut down, so you've got this 12-inch side facing you where you've just scored in those squares. The far left one where we've done nothing, you just want to cut very neatly down that line to that first score line, just like so, and then you want to cut, you're going to cut this triangle out, so just again really neatly, because this is what's going to be this piece here, so this is all going to be exposed, so you want it to be neat as possible. So just literally corner to corner. There we go. Okay, and then go across to that far left, right hand side with the other scored squares, square that we done, and again cut out that triangle. So just cut all the way down, like so. Okay, so now what you want to do is just push that triangle in and push it together like that, and it will then form that little triangle. If you just lie it on the side like that, you can then burnish it, and you just want to get it nice and crisp and dead straight. So you need to make sure, this is when your scoring needs to be spot on, that when it closes like so, and then burnish it. If you're not getting that neat close, and you need to go back and relook at the line, making sure you scored from point to point. If you're slightly off, then you're going to notice it at this point. So there you can see now when that lid closes, it's got a really nice finish. So just do the same again on that one. So I'll just bring it down. It doesn't matter what side, as long as you're, so again, just check so I can see there that that is closing really nice. So then I can go ahead and just burnish it. Like so. And you can see there how that's all coming together. Okay, so that's that top end done. So now along this bottom row, so the other 12-inch side facing you, you just want to cut up every one of these squares to that first score line. There we go. Okay, and then because this is the base, so these are all going to fold in together, and this one here is going to be the last one you fold down. So this end panel here stays like so, but these three here, just slightly just shear off the sides of each of those squares. It just means you get a nice close, and then that last square will cover fully. So what I tend to do is just cut off the kind of lumpy bit where the score line was, just shear that bit off, and that's usually enough just to make it close nice, like so. And that last one. So you can see how much I'm cutting off. It's literally just a curly, tiny amount. Okay, let's just get rid of that. So that is how your piece of card should look right now. So I'm just going to hold that down, and you can just kind of freeze the video and just check that that's where you are at. Okay, so what we want to do next is, I'm just thinking which ways, we need to add our tab. So that little tab, that 1 inch by 3 inch tab, what you want to do is just slightly notch the sides. You can see there I've kind of got like a little arrow each side. Okay, it's not too much, just a little bit there. And basically we're going to apply this, and you need to put some tape on the back. I've put strong red tape, just because you want this to be super strong to hold your box in place. But you're going to put it on here, and then we're going to attach it to that side like so. So I'm just going to peel off, where's my pokey tool, just do one side first, because this tape is super strong, and you don't want it to. So if you turn it over, and then just line it up underneath so it's exactly, you might find it easier doing it that way. I'm just going to see if I do it that way instead. Actually, line up that score line to the last side, you know, the outer side of the box, like so. And then if you just grab your bone tool and just score that into place there. Okay, so that's what you want to have, like so. And then what you can do now is just unstick the other side and then lie that down. And you want that to be so neat, because that is this corner here that I've done. So it's right on the front, it's exposed. Okay. So just lie it down like so. And then when you open it, so there it's on the front there, you've got a nice finish. That piece of card's going to go inside like so. They're all going to go down, and that is how it's going to be. Really nice little box, I love it. Okay, so just pull all of that back out again. And what we will do next is do our base. So that's the front, okay? So this piece here, just fold out the way, because that's going to be the last one that you fold down. So these are all the ones that you kind of just sheared off a little bit from the sides. Just grab some tacky glue, and you don't need to go, just focus on the outer part, and then just don't worry too much about the rest, and then just fold down the back one. You can put pressure on it in a minute when we turn it upside down, and then again just on the back piece, and then that side there, and then just again pop that one down. And by shearing it off, it just means you're not getting all that overhang, because you would get it. And then the last piece will cover that all nicely across the whole 3x3 card, so it just covers it all up. And then again with this piece, just make sure you don't go mad with the glue, but just enough to make it stick, like so. And then flip it over, grab your ruler or anything, and just apply some pressure on the bottom. Like so. Okay, now looking down, I can see I've got just a tiny piece there. You can just see it. If you've got anything kind of slightly coming over, just take it off like so. Alright, there we go. So I'm pleased with that. Now we need to apply the other tab. So this, for me, I've got this gold one. Now I don't know how this is actually going to work, because it's really, it's like a fabric. So, but you will obviously have different, or you'll have gold card as opposed to what I've got, unless you've already bought these sheets, because I did mention them before. And basically you want to stick it, so you want to score at 1/2 inch down the middle of the card along the 1 inch side. Okay, so just score down. I've already done that. I've applied red tape onto one of those halves on the actual, you know, printed side, on the gold side, and then you just want to stick it inside like so. So just like this one here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick this one down and hope that it's going to close, because it is thick. But this is the first time I've used this actually in a project, so it could all go wrong. So you check it's even sticking. Yeah, it's on there. Okay. So again, just line it up to the score line, like so. And there we go. And then it should, yeah, it does. I'm okay. You can see there, and then it pops out, which is why I liked, it's hidden, and it's just a nice touch when you open that box. Like I said, it is thick, but it does work. Like so. Okay. So that's the box done. So with whatever you've got, oh, I forgot to stick this middle bit down actually. So this flap you've got flapping around here. The reason why I've kept it, you could cut it off, but I just think it reinforces that side panel. So just get a bit of glue and then just stick it in. You don't have to go too precise with it, as long as it just adheres to that front panel. And just grab your tool, bone tool, and just flatten it all into place. And you can really kind of crease that line there just so it's nice and sharp. And then you can go ahead and decorate how you want. So I'm going to carry on and stick all my panels down, and then this one here is going to be the front, and I'm going to heat emboss my letter on the front of that. So I will go ahead and stick all these down. These sheets are great, really. So you can see there they've got like a fabric on the back, and it's super thick. I'm going to get my pokey tool there just to line it up, because I want a nice black even border, like so. Again, check I've got it. Yep, so this is the side one, like so. And they're super sticky, they stick down really well. Okay, so already there, that just totally sets off that box. I think it looks brilliant. So I'm going to stick the gold panel on the front. There we go. Okay, so now that's ready for this to be stuck on the front there. So pop that to one side, and then I'm just going to do a little bit of heat embossing. So just grab your embossing buddy and just rub that over just to get rid of any static, any greasy marks that might be on there. And then you need your Versamark and then what stamp you're going to use. So I have got either very large letters like this big, which was too big on this particular size box, or very, very small ones. But fortunately, the letters I needed were on this one here. So this is the lettering that goes after the numbers. So on this next one, I need the N. And these ones are just the right size for this box. So I'm just going to stick that one down. Is that the right way? I think it's that way actually. Yeah, that way. Okay, so just get that all covered in Versamark. And I'm just going to line this one up in the middle. You can see when it's all stuck down because it just changes the colour from where you've laid that powder down. Like so. You can see there. It's a really lovely stamp set, this one. And this is by Do Crafts. It's Paper Mania Carnival numbers. And they're really fun. I love these. And they come with matching dies as well. So if you can get those, do. Right, so this is my Paper Mania in glitter. So I'm just going to grab a piece of card and just pop this on. Which I can probably get it back in there. Yeah. Just tap it on the sides just so you get off any excess, and you can see there how sparkly this is. So nice. Okay, so just grab your heat tool. Just let it warm up. Okay, and there you can see really glittery, lovely letter. Okay, so you just want to wipe it. I haven't got a damp cloth with me at the moment. I'll do it after the video, but just ever so slightly, once that's set, just wipe it with a damp cloth just to get rid of that powdery kind of dull look that it's now applied to the black card. And if you just wipe it just slightly with a very, very damp cloth, it would just bring back that nice deep black colour again. And that's it. Just need to apply it onto the back. So I'm just going to grab some of my tape to use some of this one. So just have to face it towards me a minute to make sure I get this. There. Oh, I don't think this is the right sticky tape. I might have to change it because this is very, like I said, it's a fabric, sequin fabric. Oh no, I think it's okay. Yeah, there we go. Like I said, I just need to wipe that because it does look a bit dull, but there you go. A lovely personalised box. You just take that out. You can corner punch the sides. I did with the card there, but again, I'll probably have to freehand corner those. But I think they look lovely. I mean, if you've got a white tie themed wedding, the silver ones would look really good as favours on the wedding table with the initials of your guest on each box. If you're doing just a really posh dinner party, I think they're really nice gifts. And like I said, the opening and closing of it, I think, is what sets it off. So it's just a different version, standard 3x3 box, but with a little surprise, I think, when you open them up. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to see more of my ideas and designs. Thanks for watching. Bye.